Welcome to episode 6. As we left off, everyone was on their way to bed. So this time we wake up after an uneventful night. Things went rather well. Who was there?
We're on a ship, aren't we?
Yeah, you're on the ship. I think Barnaby was uneasily. Barnaby, I did it again.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dane.
Dane was uneasily holding his axe most of the night. Alpha was acting as a candle holder. Oh, yeah, Casros was the one invited up to the captain's quarters. And I
No, that was Ray.
oh, that was Ray.
I think
Okay, see,
isn't Castros a goat right now?
yeah, that's right.
It's probably worn off by now.
I'm sure.
Oh, it definitely wore off. Yeah, Casros was a goat, bleeded a few times at some naked gnomes, and then it wore off. And he went and slept somewhere. And then that's right. Yeah, Ray was hanging out with the captain, who ends up like curling up like a little puppy in like a ball and just like, you know,
Gross.
like having little like twitchy dreams, you know, chasing his tail and whatnot.
Okay.
Just imagining them doing that is hilarious.
Anyway, so dawn breaks and you guys are all on deck. Everything's looking clear. You're heading east, and you see off in the distance another ship. It is coming towards you. I don't think anyone has farsight or anything,
No one in our.
but okay. But we'll just say when they start getting close enough, you can see that there is someone on the other ship with flags doing semaphore.
Okay.
Huh.
What does the gnome captain make of this?
Well, he orders the ship to heave to and wait as the other boat actually comes near, and they end up tossing a grapple hull to hull, throwing a board across, and he orders everyone to stay aboard as he goes and talks to the other captain.
Okay.
So you see him wander over. You're watching, and after, say, I don't know, maybe an hour, he comes back and he reports to everyone. All right, I've just been informed that our route is blocked ahead, so we have a choice. We can either try to make it anyway, but this guy says that it's unpassable, or we head south and make for an overland port.
How is the sea impassable? What are we looking at here?
He said the straits are become too dangerous, that no ship can get through safely.
Well, I mean, the smart decision would be to not take it and turn back.
Well, we wouldn't turn
But-
back. We just turned south.
We'll turn south, but Castles thinks either option sounds fun.
Well, I mean, this is the captain. Captain, what are you? I mean, it is your ship. What are you thinking?
Well, he kind of rubs his chin and he goes, well, I'm thinking we head south. Unload our goods. You guys can take the overland port.
All right. Well, I guess that's what we'll do.
All right, he nods over to his men and woman. They release the lines, set sail, and adjust course to the south.
Are the two crew gnomes still naked?
No, they put on their finest for the meeting, but then took it off. They got naked again later.
Got it. Okay.
Sounds plausible. There's-
All right.
They're just gnomish nudists.
you know.
Like you are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it happens.
Thank God, not my life.
Castles probably doesn't mind them as much as everybody else because he's a druid anyways. He's used to seeing just random nudists out in the wilderness. He's like, alright.
Well, like every animal.
Right?
Well, actually, you could say all animals are dressed 100% of the time because they're all wearing fur coats.
Not all of them. There's naked.
Yes, but they're underground, so you don't really see them that
Tell that to the lizards.
much. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the horses? They're always hanging, walking around with their penises hanging out.
Thanks for that mental picture. I didn't really need that one right now.
Yeah, so I feel like everybody else's is kind of like cringes whenever like the nudist gnomes walk by. Source is just like,
Well, especially
right.
because the female one keeps.
on Thursday.
Well, and then the female one keeps like winking at Dane.
Dane blushes there.
Alpha just finds it curious.
Yeah, I imagine he would. Oh my god. All right. Anyway, so then we adjust our course and end up turning south.
All right, you guys. Oh, let's see. Just rolling. See if there's any fun. Oh, the seas are actually pretty good. So, you guys cruise along for another. Let's just say it was a repeat of the next day or so of travel. You can see there's island chains and stuff in the distance every now and then. Nothing that's worth pulling over to, and it would just cause headaches if you stop there. And then eventually you make it down, getting close to the what he calls the Southern Overland Port, which is basically just a place where you can unload goods, put them onto a cart, and take them over a road to a different port.
Okay.
Right. Let's see. Let me roll real quick. Ooh. Go over here. As you approach this port, which seems to be a little more, rustic and unregulated than what you're used to, you notice there's movement around the underside of the docks, like in the water. There's, people up working on the top, but there's also something going on below.
Okay.
Right. Just seeing if you do anything. As you begin to,
Yeah.
What?
Sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
Well, I think I'd keep my eye on it, but I wouldn't necessarily assume that anything nefarious is going on if I had noticed it.
Okay. All right. As you begin to pull in, the harbor master signals to drop anchor and wait. They have another boat that has to come through and get unloaded. The captain orders the anchor dropped and sails packed. So as you're doing that, everything's kind of getting taken care of, and then all of a sudden you see up over the back a large eye poke out from over the top of the raised area in the back of the boat, up where the tiller is.
The stern is.
Yes.
Captors is intrigued.
All right. I
Big giant eyeballs.
elbow the captain. I say, "What's that?"
The captain turns, screams, and yells, "Weapons! Get your weapons!"
Okay.
Well, okay then.
Everyone, the gnomes run around and they grab their various little. I guess they'd be dirks. Basically, they're like long swords to them, but to you guys, they're just short swords.
Yeah, just knives.
Yeah, basically. And as they're running and doing that, the rest of the head that it's attached to comes up, and you see a large mouth with sharp teeth, kind of a alligator head with, and all of the skin is kind of a light purple.
Okay. Weird. This is not. There's not a bunch of tentacles on this thing, is it?
Nope,
Is
it
there?
is humanoid. It has 2 arms, 2 legs, a torso.
So did it?
I know.
Did it basically climb up onto? Is it climbing up onto the deck, or was it like floating?
It climbed its way up and onto the deck.
Okay. All right.
So I know Castros is more familiar with forest territories, but can he roll like a history or nature check to see if he knows what this thing is. Maybe from like maybe he heard it in passing from other druids or something.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I like history because I'm kind of thinking lore. That's kind of what we've been leaning on previously. That falls in history.
Yeah. With my bonus, that makes it a 20.
Oh, you nailed it. You're like, oh, Joy, that's a Koatoa.
Kotoa, huh?
All right, cool.
They're an amphibious creature. They can breathe water, air. Kind of a neutral evil.
Perfect.
Neat.
All right. Do we need to roll for initiative then?
Well, you may. I was waiting to see what you wanted to do, but if you just want to, if you want to start with an attack, because it's up there, you're not going to get a drop on it, but you can definitely run in an attack first.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what Dane. I mean, obviously the captain's freaking out. He's told his people to get their weapons. So I'm assuming this isn't a friendly visit. And luckily, since we're getting ready to disembark, I have my gear with me. So I've got my axe and I've got my javelin. So I'm going to start off by casting my javelin at this thing.
Right on. Give it a throw.
Ooh, that was a good throw. All right. So let me see here. So that's a 22 to hit.
Oh, you nail it.
Okay.
Like, do you want to call it like you were going right for the heart or something? Like, holy crap, that's like basically shooting for a specific body part hit.
Well, center of mass. Dane hefts his javelin and casts a mighty throw at this thing.
Right on.
And then he does 4 damage.
Okay.
We were so close.
I know, but I rolled a 1, so.
Oh. Yeah,
I know, right?
It was a good hit. You just happened to hit it right in its protective strapping, which deflected most of the blow.
Okay.
And let's see, you're close enough to it. It uses its movement, gets over to you, and it takes a. Let's see. First, it's gonna see if it can extend its pincer staff and grab you with it. Oh god, yeah, that hits. That was a 23 to hit. Holy crap! It is. Oh jeez. 4 piercing damage, and you are grappled.
Oh, okay. So I can't use my strength to try and break free.
Not yet.
Okay.
On the initial grab, it holds you. On your turn, you can use your strength to break free.
All right.
And as it holds you, it's also going to try to bite you, like grab and try to bite, and that is a 20 to hit.
Word.
Good rolls.
So much for my 18 armor class.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, that bite hurts too. He got you in the neck. It's 6 damage.
Wow, that really bites.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
All right.
God. All right.
Seeing this, I can give it up to either of the other 3 of you if you guys wanted to roll initiative. Or
Alpha
anything.
wants to jump in to
Do you
save
want us to roll
the grappled brother.
Well, roll initiative real quick with Ray and Kathros, and we'll see where you land.
Yeah, Castle's got a 20 on initiative.
Ray
Wow.
got 11.
Let's just assume Alpha is the last, considering I rolled 2.
Okay.
Castos would go first.
Yep.
Okay, so he's gonna hand Jeremy to whoever's closest, probably Ray. Just take Jeremy, wrap him around her shoulders, and he's gonna wild shape into a brown bear.
Okay.
It's we're using spell tech bonus. It's a 10 for the wild shape, but I don't know if you actually need to check for wild shapes. It's a bonus action thing.
No, you do it. All I want to know is basically if you critically fumble.
Okay, so yeah, just turns into a brown bear.
He turns
And he's
into a brown
gonna
squirrel.
It's not a fumble. It's fine. It's a bear.
Can you imagine though, just like, don't worry guys, I'll save you, like poofs into like this like a mouse.
Anyway,
Anyways, so Dane is on his hook, right? Or his like grappling thing?
Yes, he's being held.
Yeah, so Castros as a bear is just gonna attack the arm that's holding said thing. Like try and slice it in two, why not?
All right.
He's just gonna use a claw attack, I guess. As an 11 to hit.
You hit.
Cool.
How much damage?
7 slashing damage.
Nice. All right. Ray.
Alrighty. I'm gonna take my bow and arrow and just shoot this thing.
Okay.
That's in that one.
Oh God.
For once, he's
Mm.
not brought in the line of fire.
I was just about to say that.
Well,
Oh,
go ahead and roll for damage. I'm gonna just roll a 1d6 real quick and see who it hits. But go ahead.
I'm say it's probably Castros. It's 3 damage.
Yep, Castros. Sorry.
Oh no, he's just gonna be pissed at Ray later. It's her own fault.
He like ran straight in front of the line of fire.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
and Alpha.
As in, you shot Alpha, or it's Alpha's turn?
It's
Ah.
Alpha's turn.
So, about how far is this whole thing going on from him? Just want to see if I can get him to do an attack.
I'll say being that you're on the deck and everyone's kind of moved closer, so he came down to the edge, moved up, let's say 20, 25 feet.
That's like half my move. I can get in there. We probably can do an attack action then, right?
Oh yeah, you can move and attack.
Alright. Then Alpha, seeing the commotion, is going to attempt to do a flurry of blows against this thing.
Okay.
Alright. First one goes for 17.
That hits.
Alright. Which is 4 damage.
Okay.
The second one goes for 21. It's not a
That's-
cold 21.
Yes, it hits.
Alright. That's another 5 damage.
Okay.
And a third attack. Only gets like 7.
Jeez. Dang monks. Oh, that one did not hit.
So total of 9 damage then.
Yep.
Punchy damage.
Yeah. You just like whack whack.
And then dodge
Dane,
out
you
of the way
are-
of this one.
Yeah, dodged out of the way of the last one. And okay, Dane, it is your turn. You are grappled. Do you want to try to break free?
oh yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. I definitely don't want to be within his reach.
We're breaking free. So I was gonna ask, but I'm guessing that is not the case. I was gonna ask if Castros's attack against the arm actually made him drop it, but no, I now know that is not the case. Okay, so
No. He yeah, he's still holding on. It hit him, it hurt him, but it's a mechanical device. So he's like it itself did not break free. He's still holding it.
All right, so here we go. Oh my god! So roll to 5, have a +3 to my strength, so that's only an 8.
Yeah, that is not sufficient to get out.
Of course not.
But I'll give that as a bonus action. If you want to attack from this position, you may do so at disadvantage.
All right, yeah, might as well. Can't do anything else.
roll a nat 20.
Well, that's an.
Well, disadvantage, you roll again.
Roll
Yeah.
2 nat 20s.
Well, the first one was definitely not a nat 20. So I,
yeah, you slam the table and then
yeah, that doesn't count. So I rolled an 8 and then I rolled a 2.
Oh God! Well, the 2 is to the taker, and yeah,
Well,
that
plus
that
5
does
on
not
top
work.
of that. So that's a 7. So
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
yeah, no kidding. All right.
Okay, well, it's his turn. He. Let's see, let me read what it says for this. He still has that,
oh crap.
so he can grind you with the pincer staff. So he's already connected. So to hit, he just grinds it. That is 3. Ooh, that is 5 piercing. And who's over by him? Was it oh yeah, Ray is over by him in bear form.
No, Castros.
Oh, Casros. I'm sorry,
We kind of both kind of have both Cosmos and Alpha within melee range.
oh yeah, Alpha's there too. The bear looks tastier than the metal man. Sorry, Castros. I'll get you guys right one of these days.
Every time.
So you said
I know.
5 damage?
Yeah, 5 damage to you. Oh, and I missed the bear. Somehow I rolled a 2.
Perfect.
Dwarf too tasty.
It was just a warning bite. Okay, Castros' turn.
Okay. I totally missed this the first time because I'm a dingus. Bear has multi-attack.
Oh. Well, it's your turn anyway, so go ahead
I
and
can
multi-attack.
bite and claw in one turn.
Sweet.
So the first one, he's gonna bite. Try to. So I'm guessing he's pretty close because he just tried to slash his arm off.
Oh yeah, he's right there next to you.
Yeah. How tall is this thing?
It's a medium creature.
All right.
So like alpha sized.
Cool. Brown bears are large. I'm gonna say he probably is gonna like rear up on his hind paws, and try to bite at his throat, and that's 22 to hit.
Oh yeah, you bite.
Yeah, and then come on, I can't roll anything for damage. It's 5 piercing damage.
Oh geez, yeah, you bite in and you get some flesh with that.
Nice, nice. And then I guess claw attack now. So he'll probably try and slash open his stomach. That's a vital organ.
Oh yeah.
That's another 22 to hit.
Holy crap. Yeah, you hit.
Then okay, that's a bit better. 11 slashing damage.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's very hurt. You ripped his flesh open. He's bleeding profusely.
Perfect.
That was some damage. So, Ray, you can. Well, are you close? No, you're still far away.
Yeah.
All right. If you stay far away, normal attack. If you get close, I'll give you advantage just because this guy's hurt bad.
Decisions. Well, I don't like if I move over there, will I still have enough for an attack? Well,
Yeah, because you can move your full up to your full movement and then attack.
okay, I'm gonna do that then.
So what are you going to attack with?
Probably my bow because it does the most damage. Close range bow attack. My fighting style is archery.
Well, yes, but if you get too close with a bow, then you disadvantage yourself.
You probably just want to stay back and just shoot again if you're going to use your bow.
Alrighty, I'll just stay back and shoot again then.
I mean, unless you just like take an arrow and use it as a stabbing weapon.
I don't think it'll work that well. Okay. That is not a nat 20, but it is a 20 to hit.
Nice. Yeah, that you hit.
Sweet. And it does 5 damage.
And given that it's already grievously wounded, I'm going to say you probably hit it somewhere even more vital, like even in the wound and clipped an artery or in the eyeball or something. Yeah, it goes down.
Oh, thank goodness, because I don't think I would have lasted another turn.
And when it does, the hand releases, and Dane, you can find the release mechanism to get yourself out of the pincer.
Okay. All right, well, that's good, but I'm grievously wounded myself, so
Castoros wants to use his keen smell as a bear to search the corpse for anything valuable.
it smells like
You don't find anything particularly valuable. In fact, you can kind of tell with the empty bags that it brought that it was here to steal from you.
Ah, lame. Alright, now he's gonna
Yeah.
turn a glare at Ray, who shot him in the back. At least I didn't stab you in the back. Yeah, he's gonna charge you. What? Castoros is angry. Don't shake your head at me.
Is that a charge to strike or just a charge and like rear up to scare?
More of like a scare thing, yeah. He's probably roar very angrily at Ray.
All right.
Well, I rolled a nat 20.
To scare.
Yeah, for like an intimidation check or something.
You're very intimidating. Ray, you pee a little. I don't know what do you want me to say.
all right.
Alright. Get a nat 20s where it counts, it seems.
Otherwise, you roll ones and twos.
Hey, I was getting 22s to hit.
Yeah, and then rolling a 1 for damage. But at least you were hitting.
Yeah,
I couldn't roll to save my life.
Literally.
literally.
Literally, yeah.
Well, as you guys are standing over this corpse, the captain and crew all finally come out with their weapons, and they're like, "Oh, thanks."
Yeah.
And now there's a bear on board.
What?
And yeah,
You're welcome.
I think he's just accepted, like, oh, well, the bear is probably the goat.
Yeah.
Bear and the goat are one and the same? Question mark, question mark?
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, all right, I've been down this road. I get this.
Alright. So he's probably gonna change back because he can't efficiently treat his arrow wound with in bear form. So yeah, so he's gonna change back and go off somewhere solitary to try and treat his wound. Take Jeremy back
Okay.
from Ray.
Hey, just think it's a good thing you handed Jeremy off so Jeremy didn't get pierced by the arrow.
Exactly, because Jeremy could not have taken 3 damage. He would have died. Well, except Jeremy has,
Yeah.
like, the... Whatever, he would have probably defended himself against it. Anyways.
Anyway, yeah, so you guys, wait around for a little while. You probably pitch the amphibian back overboard just to keep its, smelly carcass from being on deck around you. And eventually you're signaled in and allowed to dock. You disembark and find yourself on kind of a rugged landscape. There's some basic warehousing here and a big road, basically, that goes out of town heading northeast.
Okay. Well, I am in no condition to travel right now. I'm pretty badly hurt, so I'm either gonna have to have a long rest or some kind of healing.
Okay, that's Casseros.
You want to make some more good berries?
If you asked him nicely.
Casseros, would you mind making me some good berries, please, so I can heal, so we can continue our journey?
He's like, sure thing! Just like... He just wants to feel appreciated. He just mauled that thing.
Yes. Oh, no.
Yeah, with the bonus, that's a 20 for the good berries. They're superb.
Yeah, those are superb.
Alright, just hands them over to Dane. There you go.
How many did you make?
It makes 10 every time.
And
Each
so-
one heals 1 point of health.
Okay, well, I'm gonna eat them all. And so that brings me back up to 13. So I feel much better, and we can continue on our journey.
Right on. I wonder if you juice the good berries, you could have just like a little drink, like a grape juice drink, though it would like revert back to non-healing and just be tasty if you didn't drink it within an
I
hour.
need to look at the
I don't
specifics
know.
of good berries again.
But since I needed the healing, I'm just gonna eat them to get healed. Okay. Is there anything? So there's nothing much to this town. Is it basically just a transship?
It's a receiving port.
Okay. Um,
It's basically what used to be on the coast of Panama before we built the canal. So you'd like, get off, transfer goods, take it to the other side of the country to reload to go the rest of
no,
the
I
way.
imagine there's probably taverns and bars and some kind of stores and stuff there as well. They're almost happy.
Oh yeah, very minimal. Think like Deadwood season 1, episode 1. Just as minimal as you
Right.
get.
Okay. Well, I don't think we necessarily need anything, do we?
Well,
Probably nothing we're gonna find other than basic necessities. So.
They bare
Yes, very basic.
necessities, the simplest functional recipe.
Yeah.
just trying to see if
And just because he's saying that, yes, you could get clothes for yourself in bear form. Why not?
he might be just trying to find some herbs on their way there, but that's about it.
Okay. So you're just gonna be like, all right, let's get out of here and start walking.
Yeah. He doesn't really need anything
Okay.
from people.
Yeah. All right. Yep. So we'll just take the road, the northeast road.
Right on. So you start out on the road, and there's a little bit of a climb as it goes up and over. Mind you, this is a separation between like ocean and sea, so there's some elevation change.
Kind of like Chile.
Like
Chile?
what? Yeah, kind of.
Maybe not that much.
Yeah, it's not super high. It's not super steep. It's just kind of there.
Okay.
So, as you get to the top, everyone do a perception check.
Does Jeremy make a perception check?
Sure, why not?
17.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Oof.
I got a nat 1.
Ray got 12.
All right.
Castros got a 9. He's more looking for herbs again. Jeremy has passive perception 20, so
Yeah, I know. So he's fine. You feel Jeremy hunker down tight against you and start shaking. Everyone else, like, Dane, you just keep leading the way, like, Kung Ho, let's move. And Cassis and Ray keep on following along, but Alpha, you stop. I'm assuming you're at the back anyway for some reason.
Yeah, might as well.
So you just,
He was taught by his master, stay at the rear.
yeah, that makes sense. You are the rear guard. But you just stop in your tracks and turn 90 degrees from your position. No one else notices, and they continue on their way for a bit, but you cannot stop staring kind of, what would that be, southeast from your position as you sense something coming over the horizon.
yeah.
Oh, friends, I do believe we may have more friends coming.
Okay.
I feel like at that point, then Castros will notice Jeremy's body language as well and be like, "Yeah, this ain't a good thing."
Do you think we should wait for them here in the open?
No, I don't. Yeah, Castros is gonna run and climb a tree and try to get.
I don't think there's trees.
Okay, never mind then. Try to hide.
Yeah, there are no trees in this particular location.
Okay. Where is there to hide? Question.
You have some rocky outcroppings, places where erosion has carved into the landscape and made areas that you can jump down. There are some shrubs. It's kind of I think a desolate-ish, like southern Mediterranean landscape. Greece, Albania, Macedonia, that type
Yeah.
of
Are we
region.
still within sight of the town? Or are we out of the side of the town now?
I'll say you're just on the edge of sight of the town. Like it's a fuzzy blip in the distance.
Okay.
So fairly far away then. Okay, well then I think
Yes.
we're gonna have to just kind of duck down behind whatever handy outcroppings there are.
Well, Castros is gonna jump into like the eroded cracks in the ground or whatever.
That works. Kind of pull the whole Hobbit outside of Mordor vibe.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we're all gonna just kind of hide.
all right. As you jump down and remain still, you hear just a fluttering. I guess I never asked Alpha. Is he also laying down? Doing the same thing the rest of them are. Oh, we lost his mic. So I'm just gonna assume he is. You guys hear a fluttering, like the sound of 10,000 wings flapping, and over your head you see what looks like giant moths, like huge oversized insects. Think like a swarm of locusts, but moths. And they flap over the top of you and pass by, and they keep going. You can, Doppler effect, hear them get further into the distance. And then when you look up, when you get up, the area around you, what little vegetation there was, is just gone. It looks like surface of the moon.
Wow. So do they actually kind of descend and eat all the vegetation, or do they just naturally wither all the vegetation as they fly by?
All you could see was them going over. It was there, and then it was gone.
Okay.
I feel like Castros is having mixed feelings about this because he's like, ooh, swarm of moths, that's interesting. And then all the vegetation's gone. He's like, huh. Like, now he's not sure what to feel.
Well, I mean, druid, natural life cycles. So
Yeah, so he's like,
it's all part of nature.
He thinks it's interesting though.
So as you get up,
I heard fluttering sounds. Yes. Okay.
okay, you hid with everyone else, and the flutter went away. So all is well.
Cool. All right. So then we just kind of climb back out, wipe our hands across our brows, and continue on.
Okay. You continue on now kind of a plateau for a little while. And from this vantage, you can see that there are stripes of this desolation crisscrossing your path ahead of you, almost as if whatever this is flying back and forth, wiping out entire strips of the landscape as it moves.
Wow, that doesn't sound good at all.
No.
Okay.
Castros generally tends to lean towards cool creatures more than nature in general, but like now he's like, okay, this is upsetting the balance. Like, this ain't good.
Unfortunately, as a party, we're not really well positioned to be dealing with giant insect hordes because, no one in our party actually knows fireball or anything like that. So,
Castros can produce flame. And he can fire it for like minimal fire damage, but it's not much.
yeah. So, I mean, it's not the same.
No.
So anyway, well, that's just it. I don't know if there's anything we can do about it. What does everyone else think? Ray, you're a ranger.
I ain't seen nothing like this from my parts.
Yeah, can Castros try and make like a nature or history check or something like that?
You can always try.
What check would that be?
You can do nature, being that it's part of the natural world.
A 10?
You're nope. You just are like, nope, never seen anything like this. This is a bit too weird for me.
Well, nothing's too weird for Castros. This is just a weird he has not encountered yet.
Yeah, okay, good point.
Okay.
Um,
I guess we continue on. I mean, we do have a mission, so
oh. And even though this is a relatively short piece of land, you only do make it about halfway as the sun begins to set and the day is drawing to a close. Do you guys want to make camp, or
yes.
what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm not completely healed, so a long rest would kind of get me the rest of the way. I think it's probably a good idea to make camp.
Alrighty.
Do
Do you guys?
a holder as well?
Say what?
Do you require a candle holder as well?
No, I just require rest there, Alpha.
Very well.
All right.
I mean, he. At least you know he likes to watch. Actually, that's a good question. Does Alpha ever power down? Does he need rest? Does he take rest?
He goes into states of inactivity, but he's always aware at all times. So he like goes inactive for at least like 6 hours at a time. But like he just kind of looks like a statue when he stands around
Okay.
or sits. Yeah, it's just kind of creepy.
I was just the reason I ask is simply because did you guys want to set up like a watch rotation? But if you have an alpha beacon, you're probably fine.
Yeah, I would, especially if he's set up like Alexa, where he's always listening, even when he's not supposed to be listening.
Oh, I'm
And watching.
and watching. Yes, don't forget the important part.
I'm watching, Wazowski.
You just kind of see his eyes kind of take on a dimmer glow when he's in an active state. Like you can tell that he's still watching you, but you're not quite sure which direction. Like those creepy paintings where you're not quite sure where they're looking.
Oh, I was thinking more like the old cowboy in City Slickers.
Oh yeah, Curly.
Sleep with your eyes open.
Yeah.
Basically, that's Alpha. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. You guys set up your camp.
Sleep would be a flaw.
What?
Sleep would be a flaw in his system.
That makes sense. Yeah. So, did you guys make a fire for the night?
Sorry. Castros doesn't need fire.
Whereabouts are we as far as like the equator or anything goes? Or is it get pretty cold there at night?
You're south of the equator. It probably doesn't get too uncomfortable. Probably like, let's call it, northwest in July type of cold at night.
Okay. Since we're kind of an unfamiliar territory, I would be probably not wanting to start a fire just because I don't want to announce my presence to anything that might be lurking out there, especially if it doesn't get too cold at night.
It makes good sense to me.
Oh yeah, I was also, since I was wanting Castros to maybe meditate a bit more and kind of slip more into druidic religion as he kind of levels up, then I'm gonna say because he's kind of confused by the moth thing, he might meditate a bit beside like inactive alpha during the night. Like,
Sure.
Oh, great.
I'm good with that.
You broke up really bad there, Alex.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Oh, so I was saying, oh, good. Alpha can teach you proper meditation techniques.
Ah. Well, if Alpha is teaching you meditation and you want to meditate on your religion, I'll give you a advantage roll on that one.
Yeah, but bear in mind also, Alpha's meditation advice is always centered around Gond. So imagine the fires of the forge as you slip into the founding techniques of forging wrought iron from ore.
Which is using things from nature, so I'd imagine it would help.
I feel like Castros is smart enough as well to take Alpha's advice and kind of twist it to his own situation. And at this point, Castros he knows he's asking a favor from Alpha, so he's going to be at least a bit polite. So that'd be advantage on a religion check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Nat 20 was the first one, so.
Oh God. Well, you nailed it. Don't worry about it. So, you were meditating on nature, life, and you get
And
you
forging.
and forging. But you get this feeling that you're floating up in the air. You look around and you see that these stripes, these areas are like anti-nature. They do not belong. You feel that there are like strips of energy that crisscross this area, and that those things are not part of the natural order, that they do not belong at all, that even though they look like something that would exist in your forest, like an average moth or whatnot, that they are not, that they are something else entirely.
Okay.
So yeah, Castros is probably going to come out of his meditative state pretty pissed.
Yes. And the last thing on to put on there real quick is you also get the distinct impression that while they move as many, they act as one.
So kill the head. Like all things in nature, you go for the head.
Well,
Aim for the
it
vitals.
just means that whatever damage we're going to be doing, it's going to be doing to the body as a whole.
Kill it till it's dead.
All right. Cool.
So he's probably gonna wake up and just like kind of look. Is anybody else still awake at this point?
Oh no, everyone's asleep.
Okay. So he's gonna like come out of his meditative state and just be like, I'm gonna go kill those things.
As you wander off into the night.
He might go on like a little stroll, but he's not gonna venture too far because Circle of the Moon, he's probably a bit more active at night anyways.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you probably get a little energized.
Yeah. He knows he must sleep so that he can actually move with the party in the morning, so he might go on just like a little stroll to like clear his head.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, while you're out on the stroll, following your religious experience, roll a let's just do perception check.
6.
6. All right, never mind. Everything's cool. You just walk around.
You know, I've been rolling really well, and then for some reason, perception checks, like, Castros is just like, nope, why would I pay attention to my surroundings? They don't matter.
Anyway, the next day comes around, the sun rises, you guys clean up your camp, and you can begin again along your way.
Okay. Well, does Castros want to tell us anything?
Well, he's gonna tell them the basic gist of it without getting too druidic about it. But basically, like, those things aren't natural and they're anti-nature, so we must destroy them.
There we go. Okay. That's kind of what I needed to hear, so that otherwise I'd be going.
I wholeheartedly agree. Nature is way too chaotic. We must bring order to this forest.
You're not in a forest, but yeah.
Oh, well, path.
Terrain.
This path is not straight enough. We must make it straighter.
Castros is gonna give, like, a look to Alpha, but he won't say anything, but he's thinking something. Like,
So anyway, so this long rest, how much do you generally regenerate during a long rest?
You should be back
Okay.
to full.
All right, cool. All right, so Castros I'm assuming he gives a passionate speech about how these moth things are not natural and they are against the natural order and they must be taken care of before we can go any further, right?
pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I feel like after Alpha's comment, he might just, like, start muttering things under his breath. Like,
Anyway. Okay. So, I guess
By taking care of, you mean we must nurture them and develop them, correct? Is that not what take care of means?
not in this instance, Alpha. It was metaphorical, not literal. What you meant was we need
Oh,
to
I see.
destroy them because they are an affront against the natural order of things.
Oh, what is the natural order of
Alright,
things?
Castros is totally gonna take Alpha aside because I think out of the party, Castros probably likes Alpha the most. Just cuz, even though he shouldn't, but just cuz. He's innocent, you know? He's innocent boy. So, like, Castros kind of knows that they're kind of at odds. So he's gonna take Alpha aside and kind of explain to him.
As we're walking to try and...
Yes. As we're walking, but he's gonna kind of walk alongside Alpha and explain to him the wonders of nature and why it's just as important as materialistic things.
Oh, I see. So what you're saying is these creatures destroy the trees.
Well, there are no trees here. This is just...
But if there were trees, they would destroy
Yes.
them.
Yes.
And without trees, there is no fuel for the forge.
Exactly. Everything's in a balance. That's the power of nature. Everything's in a balance, and these things are ruining that balance to the point where the world might collapse on itself.
Oh, and yes, this must be destroyed.
There you go.
You'll see a deeper red glow go into Alpha's eyes as he goes into hunting mode.
perfect.
God.
Search the sky.
So does Alpha want to leave?
I'm just remembering remember the cultists or the entranced people when you convinced them that they were against Gond, and he went and just punched everyone out.
So does Alpha want to
man.
lead the way then, searching for these moth things?
If you think you can keep up,
Well, I would hope he would maintain a pace that the rest of us can keep up with.
Well, not if he's angered, he won't.
no. Okay, he's in careful search mode, so he'll move at half his normal speed.
Okay.
Sounds great. Okay,
That's only at 20 feet.
that sounds about right.
Okay, so you go on your careful search mode. You're carefully examining the swaths of destruction left by these creatures or whatever it is that is working its way through the landscape. And you keep seeing them further and further in front of you, leading you as you go. And then off in the distance, you can kind of start to make out the town and the stripes of destruction approaching it. Well, the town, the port, whatever.
Oh, is this leading us back in the direction we came from?
No, you're still going in the same
Okay.
direction. Because remember, how I was trying to describe it, there's like a port, and then you go overland, and there's another port.
Right. But I didn't know what direction the moths were flying in, so that's why.
They seem to be leading in basically the same direction.
Okay, sounds great.
But they're going back and forth, perpendicular to your path.
Got it. Okay, so we're continuing to follow El Mothos.
Okay. As you get even closer, you see that the last swath went right through the port ahead of you.
Oh, great. So is that part of the port completely destroyed then?
Well, it's on more like it's sterile. Much like the description of when they would say a neutron bomb would go off to cleanse out a city area. It looks picked clean. Like every wall, every roof, everything is pristine, but there is absolutely nothing there. Not a rat or mouse, a bird or bee or person.
Okay, so wow,
Yeah,
That's-
these things aren't good.
that's scary. So it didn't take out the whole port though, just a strip.
Yeah, there's a little bit left, kind of down near the water. It stayed over the land.
Okay, all right. Well, that stinkuses. All right. Well, we'll just have. It's imperative that we catch up to these moths then.
Yep. Normally, Castros would even loot the town, but that is not what is on his mind at the moment, so he's gonna keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
Alpha, you want to do a survival check to see if you can track the direction they went?
What would be my survival? Ooh, it's a wisdom
So-
modifier.
You're in hunt mode, so I figured.
He gets 21.
Wow. You can just tell they went that way. And he's just start moving.
Follow close behind.
Awesome. So a couple miles outside of town, you walk for a good 2 hours or so, and you start to hear the buzzing again. It's coming your direction.
Great. All right. Okay. Well, I guess we better ready ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Well,
What do you think? Do you think you need to change into swarm of rats?
I can, but that wouldn't be a great thing because a swarm of rats wouldn't be immune to that. I don't think.
Anyway, so you figure out what you want to do. All right. Well, let's weapons free. I guess let's get ready.
All right.
What about a series of bats?
Uh,
You could be like, I bat you won't attack me. Haha.
makes a pun.
Yeah.
Castros does not strike me as the punny kind of thing.
Unless you want to
Basically,
annoy.
Exactly the kind of funny guy.
Yeah, only if you want to annoy somebody.
Right.
I'm trying to think of like what, because they seem to destroy all like natural things in their path, kind of thing. So I'm wondering like what would be like a good range thing to do. But for wild shape, it has to be something he's actually encountered before. And he cannot turn into anything that can swim or fly yet, or at least not use them for that purpose. So I'm trying to like see if there's anything that has some kind of breath attack, but wait, actually. Well, no. You know what? Yeah, you guys just do your thing. I'll figure it out.
Well, you guys all ready yourself, and then you see it, this giant swarm, and it is like the moth that you saw, but it's in even the shape of a larger moth, as it moves, almost like it's trying to recreate its own shape in a larger format, and it is actually not directly in the path that you are in, but about 60 or 70 feet over, coming back at you.
Okay. Well,
So basically parallel to where you're at, but over there.
all right. Well, I guess we try and get into. How high up are they flying?
They're close to the ground, like your head height. I guess Alpha's shoulder height.
Okay. All right. Well, and they're 60 feet away.
They're about like down from you. The swarm is coming about 60 feet down. They're actually a couple 100 feet away right now and coming at you.
Okay. Well, I guess we got to wait till they kind of get in range then, if they're kind of heading in our general direction.
Yeah, so it's basically like they're carving these parallel swaths, and you are in one, and you'd have to like move to the next one where they're going.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, we probably don't want to put ourselves directly in their path. That seems like that might be a bad idea. But we want to get as close to that swath that they are clearing as we can so that we are in range to actually mount an attack. That
Sounds good.
Yeah, okay.
I would have a thing to turn into, because basically Castros, if it was possible, could turn into a baby dragon because it's the challenge rating limit. But it's within the limits. But he would have to have seen a baby dragon. So I'm like, I don't know. If he'd have seen a dragon before.
I wonder if it counts like if you've read a book versus actually seeing the creature. Like,
I think
seen an
had
image.
to have had like seen it before.
Imagining like all she's seen is the medieval stylized photos. So if attempting to turn into a dragon comes out like Trogdor the Burninator.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I would think he'd probably actually have to have seen it physically in real life.
One sec.
This is your benevolent GM! And this is an ad break. Thank you for listening. Please join us at patreon.com/Azentuary, where you can sign up and ask us questions, which we'll answer in a monthly Q&A session. Or at a higher tier, you can become an NPC that permanently is a part of our fantasy world. Or even higher still, you can get all of our merchandise as we invent it. Give us reviews, let us know what you think. All of it will be for sale eventually on Azentuary.com. But for now, if you could please support us, we're at patreon.com/Azentuary. And thank you for joining the adventure.
Blah 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 blah.
I just wanted to see what it says here.
Yeah, a beast that you have seen before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll have it be one that actually has physically been in your presence.
Yeah, I don't think Castros has traveled far enough to see a Rimlane before.
Yeah, very unlikely.
Darn, all of our problems would have been solved.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so let's position ourselves so that as that kind of flies by us, we can actually attack it.
Right on. So, all right, you get in position. You can hear Doppler effect. It's coming at you, and it is. All right, it's coming right up. It's next to you. You are within, say, 30 feet at a 45-degree angle to it. It's moving. What do you do?
Do we need? Shall we all roll for initiative?
I'm not going to call for that yet. I want to see what you guys do.
Okay, they're within 30 feet, right?
Yes.
He's gonna
Does anything look
produce
particularly
flame.
solid?
No.
So Castros is gonna produce flame, and you can throw it at a creature within 30 feet for 1d8 fire damage. So he's gonna aim for the
Okay.
head and just kind of after that kind of observe and see if he can find what is kind of controlling the entire group. But anyway, so he's gonna start with that.
Is there any area effect on it, or is it just a creature?
Yeah, throw at creature. That's all it says.
Okay.
All
right.
That was like an 18 plus 9 to hit.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 1d8 fire damage. So at this point, he's kind of trying to pinpoint the head.
Yep.
That's 3 fire damage.
3 fire damage. You see a little tiny poof, like a little flash of light way up high, and then a bunch of. So as you're watching, there's the little poof, and then the other ones kind of coalesce around it. Moth to flame, they move to it, and then back, and then all the ones on the head shift over, almost like they're looking at you.
So they have one brain, but we have to pinpoint where that brain is.
Well, it sounds like, according to your vision, while it seems like there are many, it takes damage as a single entity.
Okay. But I mean, you could be right about that, but I also see like maybe it's like they're being controlled by a single entity kind of thing.
Anyway, all right, I'm going to loft my javelin kind of into the mass of moths.
More or less in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. Give it a throw. Just do a. Do an attack roll. Go ahead and just do it.
So that's a 15 to hit.
All right. No need to roll damage. You pierce through and you catch a few of them as your javelin sails through and lands on the far side, stuck in the ground with let's say 5 little bodies wiggling in it before they die.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be much of a response from that. It just kind of goes through, and the other ones fill in the hole.
Head turned, and he's aimed at the front of it. Okay.
All right. Yeah, like I said, as a party, we're not really well set up for this kind of a foe, because we need none of us have really area attacks.
Okay, actually.
True.
If only we were level 3.
There's a plan here. Let's just see what you guys do. There's 2 more people that can try something right
All
now.
right, Ray, what are you gonna do?
I need to borrow the book.
Why?
Because
All right. Well, Alpha, what is your plan?
Alpha doesn't really know. I mean, he strikes up a flint onto his torch and starts waving it around.
Okay, you do remember also, Alpha is in possession of a bomb.
Oh, yeah,
right. I
that's
forgot
true.
about that. Alpha lights the baby and chucks it. I completely forgot about the baby.
All right, so let's play this out. So first, you've got. I want to go with your torch. So you got the torch going. You lit that, and you used the torch, which all the moths have now shifted their attention from where they were to the flame that is there, and then you light the baby, and it's staring at that flame.
All right. And he chucks the bomb and the torch together.
Okay, give me just for fun. Give me a oh god, what would that be? Athletics check. I'm guessing.
Athletics. Ooh, I get +3. Yeah, cool. So 19.
Oh yeah, that was flawless. That thing goes in. The moths pay their attention to the flame. It lands on the ground, and a bunch of them actually start swarming towards it to, suck up its energy, take it away, whatever. And your bomb explodes. Tell us about it.
I have no idea what it would do for damage, but I'm imagining Braun would have created it in some bastardization form of a gender reveal, so it just sends out sparks of like blue and pink, and to create like a little shape of a baby in the air of the fire.
Oh god.
Like a baby firework.
So hey, that makes sense. I mean, gender reveal parties are more dangerous than a lot of things, like, getting vaccines, televisions falling on you, all those things. Okay. So yeah, let me just roll for some shrapnel and some other things. Oh,
Make sure
crap.
we don't get hit as well.
There it is. Oh, sorry. I lost a die for a second there. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna see. Okay, that's a good roll. That's a good roll. Yeah. Okay, so it blows up, and the gender reveal powder is actually pretty flammable, more so than you'd expect. As are as is like the moth dust. So it just becomes this big fireball. The
Magnesium
closest thing. What?
Magnesium and phosphorus.
Yeah, I was thinking of when they put like the fireworks on the hot air balloon in Myanmar and sent it up, and then it came crashing down and exploded.
See, I was thinking more along the lines of, like for instance, a fire getting started in a flower producing factory.
Oh god.
Where-
Yes, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So it's like an outdoor version of the Triangle Shirtwaist Fire. Jeez. All right. So yeah, that thing just explodes upwards, and you hear the most ear-piercing screech. It is, in fact, somewhat deafening. I mean, it's brutal. You all have to cover your ears. I'll just say everyone automatically, fails a Constitution check on this. You have to cover your ears. You do not have a choice. You see the entire bottom of this shape just catch fire, and the flames lick upwards towards the head, and the ones at the top, after the flames die down, just coalesce and drop. And from it, you see a almost person-sized solid moth with 6 arms, a long tail, a squid-like mouth, and bat wings flapping. There's just these burning eyes that stare you down, but then it turns and flies away. And you, Dane, particularly, you recognize what you just saw.
Oh. Did I just happen to see a Bloso?
No, but you recognized what was directly to his right on the sheet of paper you got from the librarian.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So this is another old one then.
Yes, which you just made corporeal. It was like in some type of in-between state, but now you've brought it down and made it like earthbound.
Oh, great.
Ha! Suck it, old one. We destroyed your moth army.
Yeah, well, I think basically we just unleashed another old one onto this world. Wow.
But
Okay.
it was already doing stuff, though.
Yeah, I mean that's true. It was already causing damage. So how fast did it fly away?
Oh, it's flying away at let's call it roughly twice your walking speed, like a full dash speed.
Okay. Well, I mean, because Ray still hasn't had a chance to do anything. Does she have time to unleash a shot at it?
Sure.
Okay, don't know how much this can do, but I'm going to shoot my arrow at it and cast Hail of Thorns.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I shoot my arrow, and then Hail of Thorns is a bonus action. Well, I only got a 13. I only got a 13 to hit, so
You fire your arrow off and it just darts the side to the side at the last minute
darn.
and avoids being hit.
Well, I tried.
So
Alpha just turns to Castros after the big explosion and says, "Is this normal baby behavior?"
Castros just kind of nods and it's just like, not normal, but like I said, like there's a chance this happens. That's pretty much what it looks like.
Oh, interesting. You see Alpha just take out a little notebook and make some notes.
Perfect.
oh jeez.
It wouldn't be a successful outing if Castros didn't lie.
Okay. Anyway, so the Hail of Thorns, would that have only worked if the arrow had hit then, Ray?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we watch it fly off in the distance, and then we're like, well, let's see if there's anything down in the port.
Okay. You make your way back over to the port and walk into kind of the town area. You see a few people, and literally just a few people, looking around, trying to figure out what's gone on. They look kind of horrified and confused at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
About how much of the port's population would you say has been decimated?
3/4.
Okay, so not a lot left. All right. Are there any ships in dock?
No, there are not. There is one that's kind of small that's out at anchor, but that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we kind of look through the town, see if we can find someone that's willing to answer some questions.
See if you can find what?
Someone that's able to answer some questions, because we're still looking for Theseus, or the rock where he supposedly is chained to.
Oh,
But also knowing that, this town is pretty much in shock right now, so not sure how successful we're going to be.
well, I'm sure, you spend a day or so, wandering around helping people as much as you can. You're going to eventually, just from the average talking to someone, find someone that knows about local lore.
Sounds good. Let's do that.
Okay. Let's say you spend the next day or so just kind of helping out, trying to do your thing.
Spreading the word of
Alpha,
spreading the word of Gond.
what? Yeah, exactly what I was gonna say. You're proselytizing. You're saying, now that you have all these buildings cleared up, perhaps we could set up a mega church of Gond.
Seems about right.
Anyway. So, anyway, you do eventually you start talking to one of the survivors, and he's a kind of a little bit salty, but he's talks to you nonetheless. He goes, "Oh, Theseus, yeah, I know that legend. Yeah, that's all it is, though. I've been out on these waters my whole life and haven't seen hide nor hair of that island or cave or whatever it is you're looking for."
Well, that's disappointing. Was it supposed to be generally in this area, do you know, or is it perhaps further east? Do we need to get on a ship and sail east further?
Oh, legend has it that that island you're seeking, the access to the cave to go in, is in the dead center of this sea. I mean, it's not quite due north of here, but pretty close, north and into the east.
Okay. Is there a boat or something that we can maybe charter?
Well, I mean, that guy out at anchor there is a supply run. I mean, he'll probably be going due north to one of the towns up there, and you could probably ride with him. I'm sure he'd go close to that area, but like I said, I've been on that trip many times, and I don't remember ever seeing an island.
Well, maybe we can figure something out. So I think that's probably what we have to do.
Well, all right. Well, he's on his way in now that we've kind of got our stuff figured out. He's gonna come and we're gonna come into port and get tied off, and we're gonna do what we can to get him back on his way.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So as you're hanging out in the town and get to know the people pretty well, the boat does come in, and there are some supplies. You guys talk to the sailors on board, just ordinary humans this time around, and they say, tell you about how they were out there and they witnessed everything that happened, and they were almost too afraid to come on to shore, but they knew they had to get their supplies and trade exchanged.
Okay.
So, but yeah, they offer town all talks about you guys like heroes from everything you did. And they appreciate. They even thank Alpha for raising their spirits and giving them hope, something to believe in, and offer you guys a trip across, at least all the way, if not halfway, as you seem to be wanting.
Sounds great. We'll take what we can get, and maybe we can get a little bit. Maybe we can find some clue or some lead or something.
Cool. Well, this inland sea is not like the ocean you were on before. It is much calmer. It's basically like being on the Mediterranean. Yeah, it's generally pretty calm. The winds are favorable, pretty consistent. So boats are able to go back and forth across just by changing the angle of their sails. And after, I don't know, some amount of time, I don't want to do the math on the nautical miles right now,
Right.
but you get to where the navigator says is basically the center of the area, and you're looking out and you actually don't see anything, just like the old guy had said.
Okay. Well, let's see. I'm just trying to think here.
Not turn into any swimming
You
creatures.
can't turn any swimming creatures.
Nope. Not until like 6th level. No, probably past that.
Now let's see. How deep is the water around here, do you think?
Oh, I have no idea. 30 fathoms, 40 fathoms, it's deep.
More than you can
Okay.
fathom.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess because Alpha doesn't have to breathe, does he?
But he'll sink and we'll never get him back.
Yeah, Alpha doesn't want to go down there. How can he further in the ocean?
He's not pressure resistant.
Yeah.
Alpha's not waterproof?
It's not a waterproof model, Dad. Dane.
I mean, yeah, he's technically waterproof, but not pressure proof.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to get to the epsilon model for that.
All right.
Once you reach gamma, you get radiation proof.
So, well, I mean, so it's possible that this island is possibly underwater now. But again, I'm a dwarf in armor. I'm not much of a swimmer, and apparently Alpha's afraid of water over his head. So,
He's not afraid of it. He's naive, not stupid.
He's not designed to self-destruct.
Yeah.
I mean, rats can hold their breath for like a few days, but once again, the pressure is the problem, and getting back up.
Okay. So I'll talk to the captain, see if he knows anything else, if he's heard of anything about. So does legend say that the island is supposed to be kind of in this area too?
He says yes, and on the old maritime maps of the area, there was always the island drawn in the middle, but no one has ever actually seen it, at least within living memory.
Okay. Well, I gotta wonder if this island is, maybe behind a veil of some kind. I'm gonna ask the captain to see if he can basically kind of tack back and forth across the position where the island's supposed to be, and maybe we can, we can probably take fathom readings or something to see if maybe the ocean is starting to get shallower as we are tacking back and forth across this position.
Well, to do a measurement like that, you basically would have to come to a stop. So you'd have to go to somewhere, stop, drop the depth finder, pull it up, move, stop, drop it again.
I don't know if you have to actually. I mean, because they did soundings like this all the time, or they would just length the line, just drop it, haul it up, and then just keep doing that.
I know. I'm just thinking of how fast that they would be moving and how it would drag out.
Yeah.
You'd end up doing more of a measurement of how you have knots or for how fast you're going.
Right. Okay.
I mean, Castros could try meditating again, because storm gods are related to nature gods and whatnot. I guess there's Umberly, but Umberly is an evil goddess of the sea.
Yeah, probably don't want to get her attention.
But Talos is worshipped by druids and whatnot, but as a god of fury and storms and whatnot. So I think, you guys are trying to figure that out. Castros is might as well ask the divinities. Like, so he's gonna go off and do his own little meditative thing, try to see if he can get any kind of insight. That be a religion check?
Yes.
17.
You trying to think of the best way to do this. I'm going to assume that Dane was able to convince the captain to change course and basically go, according to the charts, right through the middle of the area. As you are in your state, that is happening, and you feel a temperature change in your body, but you don't have any other sense of anything going on.
So temperature change warmer or colder?
Colder.
Interesting.
Like everything's kind of warm, and then there's an area, and suddenly you feel ice cold, and then it warms up again.
Okay, so ice cold is the outlier, so that it's probably somewhere around there, but Castros was in a meditative state, so he probably doesn't know where that exactly was.
Yeah, you wouldn't have a super exact measurement, but you definitely felt it.
Mm-hmm. So after a few moments and like nothing seems to be happening after that, then he might get up and go and tell Dane like, yo, wherever we were like a few minutes ago, that's where we want to be.
How does Dane take that?
Okay, Dane's like, okay, well maybe that is some kind of extraplanar portal, some kind of a dimension portal that we just don't have the key to get into yet. Does Alpha? Who is it that can open portals? Is Alpha able to, or is that just
It's Braun.
that was Braun?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like a ultra high level skill. Alpha, no, do that.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, that's frustrating. So we have.
I think that's like a level 9 like spell, which means you have to be like level 17 to cast it or something like that.
Okay.
So
All right. I honestly don't know where to go from here.
I got no ideas. Well, we know where, basically, or at least you guys do. Castros is like, well, wherever that was it. But I doubt we'll be able to go back and find that ever again unless he was like actively meditating.
Well, no. What we do is we mark it on the chart.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, the sailors keep charts, so like they're constantly updating it. So we just tell them, okay, this area here, and then.
But actually doing something in that area is the problem.
Yeah, we're not set up right now to try and get into that. I don't know. Does anybody else have any kind of ideas or anything?
No. Castros did what he could. He can't get down there or do anything else.
All right. Well, Alpha, can you think of anything?
I think, maybe we need assistance.
Okay.
Fair.
Do you know where we could get that assistance? Do you have any ideas of where we can get assistance?
Well, the people back at the village back there did mention that there is another town across the sea. Perhaps we can ask them there?
Okay. Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Anything better to do.
Well, you did get some valuable intel. I mean, you have a chart now telling you basically where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the start. Okay. Well, then I guess we talk to the captain and have him take us the rest of the way across, and maybe we can get some, get across to the other town and find someone that might know more about it.
He says, "Arg! Well, I was going there anyway."
Perfect.
So, he continues his journey. They eventually make it. Same scenario where they wait for a minute and then go into port. And you guys are, you know what? I can't find the note for it right now, but I actually named this town, and you're here.
It is no name city.
Yep. Welcome to No Name City. The grass is green and the girls are pretty. You're here. It's a much more lively area. There's a lot of you get the impression there must be a lot of mining in the area. There's a bunch of raw ores and metals, materials all around the town. Everything seems to be going either into some type of processing or packaging materials, or are already being moved down to the docks to be shipped.
Okay. Cool beans. All right, so I think I'm going to wander around the dockside taverns and stuff and see if I can find some old sailor that might know more about the Theseus legend.
Yeah, it takes you a little bit, and you do find a crotchety old man sitting smoking his pipe. Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. Out in the midwaters there, eh?
Hey,
I was out there many a year ago, and I remember seeing that island. It does exist. These other guys will tell you it doesn't, but it's there. You just got to be there at the right time in the right conditions, and it appears.
no. And what conditions would those be?
Well, I can't be 100% sure, but when I was out there, the entire sea was lit up by the light of a full moon.
Perfect. Okay, so full moon. What time of year was it?
Oh, I believe it was the fall. Yeah, that might have been, 25, 30 years ago. Yep, it was about 30 years ago. I remember it because I was wearing an onion on my belt, which was the style of the time.
Sounds like a wonderful statement piece.
Well, that sounds very appealing.
Ha
What is funny?
All right, so when is the next full moon?
Well, as a sailor, I guess he should know that, but it's like, I don't know, like a week away.
All right. 1 week.
Hi.
So, all right.
Time is relative. It's a fantasy world. It can just be whenever.
Right. Well, sometimes when you're questing dwarf, you got to know these things.
True. I'm going to have...
Okay, cool. So that's encouraging. All right, so I thank him, buy him his next drink, and take my leave.
Says, thank you there, Mr. Dwarf. Greatly appreciated.
Catsos is just gonna go do his own thing for a week until.
Well, I'm not necessarily. I mean, there's still stuff that we can do. Okay, so let's. Guess we wander around town. Ray, what were you planning on doing?
I mean, we have to wait a week. Plan on doing anything, or to do anything.
Well, I mean, are you gonna sit in a tavern and drink? Or are you gonna wander around town while I'm sitting there talking with this person?
Well, I mean, that's usually the go-to. Yes, is just drinks. It's the end of the world. Drinks.
Okay. Alpha, what are you doing?
What do you think? Preaching the word of God.
Starting a GoFundMe to make a mega church.
Okay.
He has like a little donation box.
Oh, God. Yeah, he writes on it, "Go Gond me."
Go gone me. All right, fantastic. All right, so I'm gonna I'm going to start wandering around town. So you say this is kind of a big ore transshipment point?
Yes, definitely a mining town. You do notice that there is a lot of materials here built up, like more than you would expect for a supposedly such an active shipping area.
Oh, okay. So not necessarily a lot of ships coming into port, but are there a lot of forges? Are there any forges for doing finished work, or is this primarily just mining and shipping ore? I mean, are they smelting anything?
It's primarily mining, shipping, like breaking down the ore into like ingots that can be shipped out. So there are like smelting forges, and there are a couple guys that do like standard maintenance work, farriers and so forth, just to keep things smoothly running.
Okay. All right. So no, not necessarily any high craftsmen or anything like that.
Oh, you'll always find, like a guy that does that, just because people like their luxury goods.
Okay. All right. Are there really any ships in the harbor to speak of?
No, you get the impression, given the size of the harbor, that there's usually several ships, and you don't see any.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna walk around, kind of ask a dockhand and ask him what's up with the lack of shipping. Is this because of the straits being impassable right now?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. How'd you know about that?
Oh, we were on a ship that was headed here until we got the message about that, so we ended up having to go south instead, and then go overland.
Yep, that's exactly what we've all been having to do just to get basic supplies and communications in and out of here. Problem is that bosses say it's too expensive to do that with the ore, so we got to figure out how to deal with the straits. Get that straightened out.
Yeah, what exactly made the straits impassable?
Well, you see, there's this pinch point that all ships have to pass through to get in between RC here and the greater ocean back home. And there's something there that wasn't before. Swoops down and grabs men off the decks.
All right. Okay. Well, we might have to take care of that.
Well, if you do, I'm sure you could probably become the richest man in the world, because there's a lot of money stacking up here. Mines will have to shut down soon just because there's nowhere to put the ore.
Right. Yes. Okay. Well, it's something to think about. Are there any ships that could actually take us to the straits right now?
Well, let me think about that. I mean, probably one of the supply boats might want to go that way, but I mean, that's mighty dangerous and very risky right now. I don't know many captains that would want to make that journey.
Yeah.
Of course, you could always do it over land, too.
Oh, can you? You can make it to the straits overland?
Yeah, it's just going to take you a while. You've got to follow the western road. It's rocky, it's dangerous, it's slow going, but you'll eventually get there.
How long would it take you, someone going overland?
Oh man, couple weeks at least.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, we got a possible. We're gonna try something here in about a week, and then maybe after that we can go figure out the strait problem.
Well, that would be wonderful if you could. You've got my full support.
Nice.
Cool.
Always a good thing.
Well, we will talk with you again then.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. So I think we'll hang out for about a week or so, and then we'll try to get someone to kind of take us back to that one point in the middle of the sea during a full moon.
Okay, give me a let's say there's supply runs running back and forth. Give me a persuasion on one of the captains.
Okay. Maybe we should all talk to a different captain. How many captains? I have no faith in my persuasion abilities. It's just
Okay, 1 sec.
historically been very bad for me.
Castros
there-
has an idea.
Because I was gonna say there's not many boats, so you only really get like a shot at this.
Actually, no, it's not gonna work. Never mind.
Okay, well, I guess I'll do what I can here. Do I have anything on persuasion? No, of
No.
course not.
Castros has like a negative on persuasion, so
Well, I got a 12.
It's not terrible, and you get a very skeptical kind of like, so you want me to take you out at night? So instead of me leaving now, you want me to wait until it's going to be dark?
Well,
Uh-huh.
no, we're gonna want to be in the middle of the sea at this position at night.
Yeah, I get that. That means instead of me leaving in the morning, I got to wait until the afternoon.
Correct.
Okay. Well,
This might help us solve the straits problem if we can hit this right.
oh, all right. Well, I'll be willing to give it a shot. I don't mind. So,
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, Captain.
uh, he looks mighty skeptical at you, but he's willing to take you. So you guys,
Perfect.
you get on the boat and you take off. The sun begins to set, and the moon starts to rise. And I'm sure you're very carefully tracking the navigation charts to make sure you're, back at that area that you marked.
Absolutely.
Castros might be like meditating out in the open, just in case, and like he'll wake up right away if he gets the cold feeling
Or
again.
maybe you can have Jeremy kind of bite him on the neck because Jeremy has a passive perception of 20.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, Jeremy would. By the time Jeremy actually was able to bite him on the neck, then we'd be past it.
Okay. All right.
But yes, you do feel the power of the moon as you're probably up on the bow meditating, doing your cosplay of Uncle Iroh. And eventually you do get you get the tingle. Your moony sense is tingling.
My Mooney
Yep.
sense. All right. He's just gonna call down to everyone like, "This should be it."
So as you're looking over, there's a few clouds in the sky, and you don't see anything until one of the clouds kind of blows to the side, and as the moon beams down, the island kind of appears just where the moonlight hits it, and you can see that it's small, kind of a rocky crag with a cave entrance.
Neat.
Perfect. All right.
This is dope.
Yeah, I tell the captain, there it is. Make way.
He looks at it and he looks at you and says, "Okay, well, didn't expect that. And what is it you want me to do?"
Tell you what, does he have a longboat?
He's got a dinghy.
All right, have him lower the dinghy, and we'll use the dinghy to get over to the cave.
The guy just says, "Okay, do try to bring my boat back. I'm a little nervous about this."
We'll do our best.
So you get in and you start to row. Now there's some columns that do not look entirely natural, but they also do look like they could be natural on either side that kind of guide you into this cave area.
Okay.
There is a dock though. Once you get inside, obviously, worked and machined, made by human hands or some creature with opposable thumbs. And it looks old, of a style that predates anything you've seen, but it's there and it's definitely solid and real. You also notice that now that you're inside the cave, it no longer kind of fades or disappears as the moonlight changes.
Hmm.
Fantastic.
Neat.
I'm excited. Okay, so let's draw up to the dock. We'll tie our dinghy off to the dock, and we'll disembark.
Awesome. So you get onto the dock, off the dinghy, onto the dock, and there's the back of this cave is very dark, and there is a pathway, not stairs, but a path that is roughly hewn in the shape of stairs that goes down into the ground.
Okay, well, we shall follow that.
Okay. As you descend, you feel that cold that was described to you before. Everyone feels the cold from the meditation. Castros was the one that meditated it, right? Originally. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, I got it right. And so you recognize it immediately. You're like, oh, this is it. Like,
Mhm.
that chill runs up your spine. And as you descend, you come back out and you are in what looks like the same cave again. There's a boat in front of you, and it looks the same but gray and weathered and old. And the dock looks the same, just gray and weathered and old.
Huh.
Okay. So this is kind of like a time loop something. So basically we just went down, hit the cold,
And you kept
came
going,
and then
and you kept going, and then it was like you were coming back up and out, even though you kept going.
okay. But now everything looks really old, like we've been gone for a couple centuries.
Or sure, something kind of like that. But it looked, but like there's a distinct lack of color.
Yeah, I don't think this is our reality.
Okay. All right.
Some sort of magical dimension door or something.
Okay. So, well, I guess
We move onward.
yeah, I guess we can try to, kind of scout the island and see if we can find anything regarding Theseus or anything that has been left behind.
Okay. You make your way around the sides beyond the dock. You can walk out onto the island, and you find that it's brighter than it used to be, but it is neither day or night, and the sky is completely gray overhead.
Okay.
What's the sea look like?
It is light and colorless.
So we're in a black and white movie.
Not quite, but it definitely is greatly tamped down, and you feel neutral.
The monochrome multiverse.
Yeah. Okay. Um. So, do we do a complete circuit of the island?
Sure, you can look around, do a circuit. You find that it's relatively small. There is a like an odd looking vessel out in front of you. It's not the ship you were on before, but it is large with a square sail, uh, weathered old boards, and you see a little bit of activity from your distance, but you can't tell anything else.
Okay. Not necessarily. We don't see any kind of a rock where Theseus might be chained or anything where anyone might have been chained in any kind of point.
Not right here.
Okay.
Seems like our only option would be to get on the boat and see if we can investigate the vessel.
Yeah, so I guess we all get in the dinghy and see if we can't row out to the ship.
Okay. You grab the dinghy and you move through the water, and even the splashes of the oars seem quiet, almost silenced.
Okay. So everything's muted.
Yeah.
As
So,
you
interesting.
yep, you get out to the boat, and you see that it. I'm trying to think of a good way to describe this. Can I describe what it looks like? It is long, much longer than the one you were on before, with a high bow and a high stern. It has uh, a single T sail with long rigging, unlike the short block rigging that you had before. The like the old ship had a swept bow, and this has a pointed bow. There's just a variety of things different, but you notice also that um, the men on board were not the men that you had come out with before. They're like ashen faced, very stone, many of them very old. But they just look kind of like washed, like they had stuck their face in a fireplace type of a look.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So we go. So this particular ship, does it have like banks of oars coming out of the side of it?
It does.
So it looks like a Greek trireme then?
Kind of. Yeah, that's a good description. I like that.
Okay. Cool. So we hail the ship, and we kind of call out, "Hey, we're looking for any information regarding Theseus."
You see some eyes raise and then drop again, and a finger points off to the north.
Okay. Well, I guess we start rowing north then.
Yeah.
Wait, on your little dinghy, or did you get on the bigger vessel?
Well, so
Hmm. I don't know how well the
yeah,
bigger
let's
vessel will take to us.
see if maybe we can try and get on the bigger vessel.
You find no resistance to it.
Okay. All right. So I'll get on the bigger vessel, haul up the dinghy, and ask if they can sail north.
The Everyone on board just kind of nods in agreement and moves slowly over to rigging that allows the ship to start moving to the north.
Okay.
Huh. We're also complacent. Customers doesn't like this place. Everyone's too boring here.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely not anywhere we want to stay. So I'm guessing maybe this is some kind of Greek afterlife or something.
What will await
Possibly
us?
not the. Maybe we're in the underworld. Anyway, okay. So they're heading north.
Yep. You begin sailing to the north and into the sunset, and I think we just kind of stop there with you guys sailing to the north. I think it's a good place to pick up next week.
We didn't like sailing recently.
Yeah. Maybe we can issue. We'll leave them on a cliffhanger. We'll say, as the sun sets, the captain calls for a beige alert.
A beige alert.
A beige alert. A khaki-colored alert.
All right. Well,
Just like
Good night, everyone.
good night.
Bye.
All right, night.
This has been an Azentuary LLC production. Find us online at azentuary.com for our character bios, merchandise, Patreon, and more. Thank you for listening.
That was.
oh yeah, I like the baby and chuck it.
Definitely, that's going to be the name of this particular episode. Is going to be "Baby Goes Boom."